Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about entry points and when to understand when to buy a stock. For those that are not familiar with who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. I run the largest YouTube channel and also the largest private Facebook group for those who invest in the stock market. Our Facebook group is absolutely for free. We have over 183,000 members and a free Discord chat once you get accepted to our group. If you want to join, again, you could always leave the group if it's not something that you find suitable to you. But be sure to click that first link in the description and we'll bing you right on over to our free Facebook group to kickstart 2019 on a green note. Again, be sure to subscribe and like this video if it's something that you guys see value in. So again, I'm sharing my screen. I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. This is the platform that I use. It's not the platform and brokerage that you have to use. What I want to show you first is my overall P&L on the day. So this is how much I'm up, $113. It's a very slow day. For those that have been following up kind of like with my trades, this was 2 days ago. I closed $1,300. This was yesterday, $2,000. The day before that, which was Tuesday, which is $1,064. And then my biggest day this week was Monday at $3,000. So I'm up a little bit over now, like $7,500 on the overall week. Super happy, super blessed. But what I wanted to talk about today was entry points. This is something that we were covering in our Learn, Plan, Profit live stream. So that's that second link in the description. That's our private group that gets to watch me trade live every single morning. I literally just closed out the live stream with them. So one of the things that we were talking about was that I trade a lot of natural gas ETFs, right? So I really like to focus on the direction of natural gas. One thing that we pointed out was that, based on, this is where it was trading at yesterday and this is where it closed. It opened right back up right up over here and it continued to push. Right on over here. This was during extended hours. So it opened, started showing signs of an uptrend. It was trading between the middle and top view up. What I want you guys to know is I was struggling to identify the direction of what it was that I was investing in. Natural gas was showing signs of an uptrend all during pre-market, during extended hours, right? So aftermarket and pre-market. Showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It was making higher highs. It was pulling back. It was making higher lows. It looked like a healthy pattern. Literally 1 hour right before the market opened. 40 minutes right before the market opened. It broke below this SMA line and it broke below this middle VWAP. This was about 30 minutes before the market opened, right? Market opened to around 7:30. And it broke the pattern that it had going on for hours. So as soon as the market opened and then it started showing signs of a recovery, but then it got rejected, and then it tried to recover again, but then it continuously got rejected. I was struggling to identify its direction. And why is direction so important? So again, if you want to grow your account, you want to invest in patterns that are showing signs of growth. 2 obstacles that I experienced today. It was too early on within the day. Not even too early on within the day. One of the most common questions that I get asked, and this is to answer this question, is what time is the best time to trade? And what time is the best time to buy a stock? I need you guys to know that it's always, in my experience, a per case basis. This is a perfect example. I've done extremely well sometimes during pre-market hours. I've done extremely well sometimes at market open. Right? I've done extremely well sometimes right before the market's about to close or during extended hours. It all has to do when the opportunity presents itself and it's clear to you that it's a good deal which you can sell for a profit. That outweighs everything else. When people say, no, the best time to trade is within the first 30 minutes, not necessarily, because again, if something's super overbought and it's not a good deal and it begins to pull back, then what, right? People tend to say within the first 30 minutes, there's a lot more volatility because the market just opened, and then they call power hour, the last hour that the market's open, that there's a lot of volatility then. Yes, they're a little bit more volatile markets in general, but it doesn't mean that that's the best time to buy, especially when you don't know where it is that you're getting in for and if it's a good deal. Something that we talk about a lot when it comes down to investing in cars and investing in houses, that you build all your margin of profit when you buy the investment. I'm a true believer that it's the same thing when it comes down to trading in the stock market. You build all your margin when you buy. How many of you guys are so much more focused on being more selective with your exit, but you're willing to buy at any price point? I think both sides should be refined. But if anything, one thing that needs to be extremely refined and being a little bit more selective, in my experience and just the people that I've spoken to, is your entry point and how important that is. how important it is to make sure that every single time that you enter a position, I like to focus on three things. That the margin of profit is worth it. One of the reasons that I just stopped trading UGAS and DGAS was because it was just really consolidating. I did not know like what direction it was going, and on top of that, there's this like little margin, right, that it has to offer. 1.3%. Again, my weekly goal is $2,500. I'm up $7,500 on the week. I don't want to give back any of my profits. 1% is amazing, but it's not like the holy grail, right? I would much rather wait for a 3 to 5% margin of profit within the day and take advantage of just one opportunity rather than trying to scalp something and try to make the most of it when obviously the direction isn't there. And going into that, opportunity cost just wasn't there. The margin of profit wasn't there. So I need to become a little bit more selective, right? And there's, again, being extremely picky, especially on Fridays. The second thing is direction. The direction changed literally right before the market opened. It was showing signs of an uptrend, and then it just changed. This is what I call like a critical point, where this is a point where it used to show signs of an uptrend, and then it began to trend down, and vice versa, right? Where now we need to give it a little bit more time for it to decide, is this thing going to continue to sell off and make lower lows so then I can go with DGAS, or is this something that's going to show signs of an uptrend, break back above the middle VWAP and the SMA line, and the SMA line will continue to point up, and then it's going to continue to make higher highs and then go for UGAS. Again, it's so early on within the like day that all I just have to remind myself is like, I'm struggling to identify its direction. It's very early on and it's kind of like critical point. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more time, maybe step away from the computer for about 2-3 hours. I'll set my alerts, stay active, right? But maybe I can go grab like a smoothie or something to eat or go to the gym or something like that. Just walk around, read a book, whatever it is, right? I can't stress enough how important it is to be extremely, extremely selective with your entry points. So if I have a goal for 2019 for each and every single one of you, it's so we talked about understanding the patterns. We talked about understanding the direction. We talked about understanding that the margin of profit is worth it. And this is something that you guys all have to like refine. So you guys can write that down: opportunity cost, margin of profit, opportunity cost, which is margin of profit, patterns and directions. And this is something that you guys each will have to work on. Like each part of that takes time to understand, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. And what I want to like remind you is like, if you had an iPhone, right, this is something that we could all relate to, because I think like a lot of people when they're just getting started in buying and selling stuff, they buy and sell like iPhones or some type of product like that. So like, let's say you can buy an iPhone 6 they sell for about $500. You see one on Craigslist selling for $300. Hey, that might be worth it to buy it for $300 and sell it for the market price of about $500, $200 margin of profit. That's huge, right? But like, let's say that there's an iPhone selling for $495. A $5 margin of profit. Is that worth your time to meet up with that individual, buy that phone, bring it back, and then post it for sale, and then meet up with the seller? You value your time, and you need to make sure that every single time that you take a trade, that it's worth the investment, the time, and the effort. You should be saying more no than you are yes. That simple. If you're someone that's always just getting in way too early and just doesn't know, and you're just like, just trading isn't for me, I just continue to like take a loss, but it's because you don't think about when you're about to buy something. Have a reason for everything that is that you do. As long as you have a reason that you can justify yourself, not by other people's opinion. Forget about other people's opinion. Don't trade based off of that. Trade based off of your knowledge and your understanding. And if you don't have that just yet, then you're not ready to trade. And that's why we have simulation trading and paper trading, so you can practice everything that you are learning without risking $1. That's simple. Refine your entry points. You build that margin of profit. The more that it sells off, if something is actively uptrending, let me give you the last example and I'll leave you guys alone. As something pushes up, and it's showing signs of an uptrend, great, but you know that it's not a good deal. Who cares if it continues to uptrend? It's not a good deal. Be selective. And then it sells off. Don't be so quick to re-enter. Wait for confirmation of a reversal, of an uptrend direction, that it's not doing what it was doing before, as in selling off, that its direction changed, that you're investing in something that's showing signs of an uptrend. So then you get in and then you add more to your position and then you sell and you build that margin of profit, because the more that you wait, the more that it sells off when something is uptrending, the larger that margin of profit is that you build. It makes sense, right? Now, why is it that you just continue to buy at any point, but become extremely selective on when you want to sell? Don't you think that's kind of like counterproductive? Wouldn't it make a little bit more sense to be more selective with your entry point, build that margin of profit, and anytime you see any resistance levels, then you just sell right away, be conservative, lock in profits, and move on? It kind of makes sense, right? But it's up to you, right? You only do whatever it is that makes sense to you and that you understand. So okay, natural gas as of right now, it's trying to push up. It's right around that SMA line. So we'll see kind of how today plays out. But super thankful, super blessed. I just wanted to remind you guys, like, again, if you want to kickstart 2019 on a green note and you're really struggling with your entry points, it's just a little friendly reminder that, you know, entry points are so important. And I just hope that this video can remind you and put you back into place when it comes down to being a little bit more selective with your entry points. So I hope that you guys are all having an amazing rest of your Friday. What's going on, Chris? What's going on, Robert? What's going on, Jack? What's going on, Wander? What's going on, Jacob? What's going on, Ismail? But yeah, hope you guys are absolutely just killing it today. Let's lock in those profits. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not as fun. Again, I did show you guys my overall profit for the day. It's not very much. It's $113. I'm just going to take a step back, wait for its direction to identify itself, and then kind of go from there. So you guys just broke above $42. We'll kind of see how today plays out. And again, up $7,500 on the week. Super happy, super thankful. And let's just kill it. It's Friday. Let's have fun. If you need to start your weekend early, then so be it. Hope that you guys like this video. I hope I earned you a thumbs up. And if you guys want to subscribe, we're almost at, if I'm not mistaken, 470,000 subscribers. So again, we're the largest YouTube channel. We'd love to be a part of your success as well. So if you want to watch me trade live as soon as Monday and just start the Learn Plan Profit course this weekend, again, be sure to click that second link in the description, and be sure to watch a couple more of my videos if this is the first video that you run into, and become a little bit more familiar with what it is that we do here. So continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.